If you're setting up a technology company, getting the right business model, even if you have the most perfect product in the world, could be the difference between becoming a billionaire and total failure. Professor Charles Baden-Fuller and Stefan Haefliger have just been given £1 million to research this topic and others. They're with me now. Professor Baden-Fuller, is there one business model that would work for any business?
One would think that there should be a better business model that everyone should adopt, but that's to take the wrong kind of focus. A good business model is a mechanism that allows good technology and good processes to be mobilized and then satisfying customers and providing profits. So you should think about a business model as being the mechanism of identifying who is the customer, a very important question for many firms. How do you develop something which is going to satisfy those customer needs, including engaging with that customer, and how are you going to capture value from that process? So a business model is a mechanism which allows the technology that you have, maybe the best technology in the world, from satisfying the customer and satisfying the firm with profitability. And there isn't a single answer to that good question.
If I can turn to Stefan Haefliger. Stefan, what is a two-sided business model?
Traditionally, a lot of technology was sold, manufactured, put in a box and sold in a shop. And for many technologies today, you have users who are not the customer. So a product is being sold as a mobile application, for example, and the user who uses the technology is not, for example, the advertiser who pays for that whole thing to happen, such as Google, or the advertiser pays and you as a user get the service of search for free. A cool example is a navigation system that used to come in a box, sold in a shop, and the user would buy it, put it in the car and drive around. So a great example for a navigation system that came out recently on a mobile application is Waze, which was developed in Israel and got acquired by Google this summer. It enables you to download a navigation system and use it for free. Somebody else pays for the technology and the user has the navigation opportunity and meets friends and shops because it's connected to Facebook.
And this is particularly important for technology companies because it opens up the potential of multiple sources of income.
Exactly right. The multiple sources would be that the user is not the customer necessarily, or the paying customer is somebody else than the user. And sometimes some customers pay and others don't pay depending on what they shop and how they download the application. So the great technology does not necessarily straightforward meet a paying customer, but is hitting a business model that is complex and possibly two-sided.
Charles, tell me what razor blades, taxis and buses have to do with making your business, anyone's business, much more successful.
It's very important that firms identify that there are a number of basic types of business models. Think about Amazon, which has been very successful in selling books. Lots of people, including Amazon, claim to have a new business model. But stand back a moment. It's not a new business model. It's mail order. Basically, it's Sears Roebuck with a new technological front end. It's not a new business model. So there are a number of basic business models that people should identify. And these kinds of business models is the old-fashioned bus system. You make something standard for everyone and they have to adjust their needs to it. Or a taxi system where you design something special for every single customer, like a consulting firm. You can have also different kinds of paying mechanisms. You pay when you get the product, like when you go to the supermarket. Or sometimes, as we know, when we buy a digital printer, we pay very little now and we pay a lot for the ink when we get a replacement. So that's called a razor blade business model. And then there's two-sided business models, which Stefan Haefliger talked about, which is a business model where you get something for free and someone else, the advertiser, pays for the fact that they're going to get access to you, your needs, and the possibility of selling you something.
Charles Baden-Fuller, Stefan Haefliger, thank you very much.